need flowers and I don't mind tears. I just need you.
Lahat ng drama, tawanan, balita at all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. This is koolNews Primetime!
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. I am Cairo. We are live on Kool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share the latest stories that truly care for you. Okay, wait, wrong bed. Okay, my bad. So yeah. There we go. Okay, my apologies for some technical difficulties, but now let's get into the first round of the headlines. With some unfortunate news first. Albay 1st District Representative and Liberal Party President Edsel C. Lugman died Thursday afternoon, according to his daughter, Tabaco City Mayor Crystal Lugman. In a statement, the mayor announced the passing of his father, who died due to cardiac arrest. The lawmaker's daughter said, "It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved father, Albay 1st District Representative and Liberal Party President Edsel C. Lugman." The lawmaker's daughter said, "He came into this world on 1st of May 1942 and left it for a better place on 13th January 2025 at exactly 5:01 in the afternoon due to cardiac arrest," she added. The mayor likewise noted how her father lived his life with integrity, compassion, and fearlessness, and how until the end he fought with the dogged determination, tenacity, and unshakable hopefulness that defined all that he stood for. He will be remembered and honored by his family, friends, and colleagues as a remarkable and generous father, a warm, thoughtful, and loving brother, uncle, and lolo, a true and royal friend, and an upright, principled, and unwavering advocate of human rights and the rule of law, she said. He will live on in our hearts, and we will continue to honor his memory by living our lives the way that would make him proud. In his final peaceful moments, he was surrounded by all his children, sisters, and family members, she added. Meanwhile, voters must be careful in shading their ballots for the 2025 elections to avoid ink, so much Commission on Elections Chairman George Aaron Garcia reminded on Thursday. Garcia said in an ambush interview in Manila Hotel, "We emphasize on all provincial election supervisors to advise the teachers, electoral board members, and voters to shake gently on the ballots because the ink was so much on the shaded part." Garcia recalled an incident in Sulu and Makati City during the mock elections last Saturday where an ink smudged on the ballots. The Comelec chief said that a smudged ballot in Makati City was rejected by the machine due to affected timing marks on the side of the paper. Any pen needs 1 to 3 seconds to dry its ink, but if it's pressed hard, it will so much. But the machine will still accept the ballot, Garcia noted. He reminded voters to not tear or write on any blackened spots on ballots to avoid compromising the whole ballot. He also shared that the pens to be used in the shading of ballots passed the test of the Department of Science and Technology. The Commonwealth chief mentioned that the ballot paper, which has 100 grams per square meter, can easily absorb and dry the ink once the shading is done. Meanwhile, the automated counting machines can now read a vote even with only a dot of pen on the ballot circle, as the Commonwealth accepts a shading threshold of 50%. The threshold is the minimum shading on a ballot circle to be considered as a valid vote. Garcia mentioned that they have printed more than 3 million ballots since they resumed printing operations on Monday. He said that they can print 1.5 to 1.7 million ballots on a daily basis if there are no interruptions. The Commonwealth began printing ballots on January 6, but underwent delays twice due to the temporary restraining orders issued by the Supreme Court, where it had to include the names of senatorial aspirants that were initially declared as nuisance candidates. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday said that he cannot comment yet on United States President Donald Trump's plan to freeze federal aid, saying it is not yet clear. Marcos said in an unabashed interview in Cebu City, when asked for a comment on the matter, "It's not clear yet. It's hard to comment because there was a problem with the freezing of the aid. The court blocked it, so it's not yet. It's very unclear what it is." He added that policies regarding Trump's announcement remain unclear, even with the U.S. agencies, because even the agencies in the U.S. government do not understand what it means, what will be affected, where the aid funds will be reduced. So, well, this is what happens. These are the growing pains of a new administration, Marcos said. But I'm sure that with time, these policies will crystallize and will become clearer. And by which time, I will have a chance to visit with President Trump, and we can discuss it. Discuss it with a better understanding of what the policies are, he added. This U.S. District Judge Lauren Ali Kehan temporarily blocked Trump's freeze order on federal aid on Tuesday. That's U.S. time. On Thursday's unabashed interview, Marcos also said he will meet with Trump to discuss various areas of cooperation, including the latter's stricter immigration policies. There are, however, no definite details yet on the said meeting. Meanwhile, the government will shut down everything if the Supreme Court rules in favor of petitioners challenging the constitutionality of the 2025 General Appropriations Act, President Ferdinand Bongbong R. Marcos Jr. said in Cebu City on Thursday. Marcos said, "No, we shut down everything. I guess that's what they want. They want the government to cease working so that the destabilization efforts will succeed." Last Tuesday, Davao Representative Isidro Angap, former Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez, and others petitioners raised several violations of the Constitution with the approval of the 2025 budget, including the supposed blank items in the Bicameral Conference Committee report of this spending plan. Named as respondents in the petition were the House of Representatives, headed by Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, the Senate of the Philippines, represented by Senate President Francis Escudero, and Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. But in an unabashed interview on Thursday, Marcos said that the government has a solid footing in terms of constitutionality of the General Appropriations Act. Well, the Solgen, or Solicitor General Bernardo Guerrafa, of course, will be the one who will argue for the government. And he tells me, Solgen Bernardo, that we are on a solid footing in terms of constitutionality, he explained. Meanwhile, motorcyclist and road safety advocate Senator J.B. Ejercito wants officers of the Philippine National Police to man the Marikina Rizal Laguna Quezon or Marilake highway every day following rising cases of accidents in the area. The reported accidents were due to some motorists pulling up stunts such as the so-called Superman, where the driver should be in a prone position aboard his moving motorcycle, akin to Superman flying. Ejercito said in a conference sa Senado on Thursday, "I haven't gone to Marilake in the last 2 years because a lot of accidents have been happening. Actually, I voiced this out already before. I told the PNP, the Rizal officials, and they put up checkpoints, they have rumble strips in the areas but that are needed, but they still continue." When the Highway Patrol Group is there, they organize and come to their sense. Maybe the PNP should be there regularly, he added. According to the senator, motorcycle riders organizations along with advocates are set to conduct a Make Marilake Safe Again ride on Sunday. In a separate text message to reports also on Thursday, Senator Boto de la Rosa aired the same stance as Ejercito appealing for tightened security around the area. De La Rosa said it's about time that the Highway Patrol Group of the PNP tightens its grip along the whole stretch of the Marilaki Highway with the support of course of the local police and the local government units. And the Commission on Higher Education was told on Thursday to immediately identify those responsible for the unauthorized off-campus activity that students of Best Link College of the Philippines were subjected to during a recent field trip in Bataan. Senator Sherwin Cajillian, head of the Senate's panel on basic education, said CHED should impose corresponding sanctions or corrective measures on those responsible for the supposed educational trip. Cajillian said in a statement, the students deserve to feel safe and supported during field trips, which are meant to enhance their education. The failure to ensure students' well-being is unacceptable. Educational institutions must uphold the highest standards of care and responsibility when organizing off-campus activities. This is not the first time that the school conducted an off-campus activity that resulted in a mishap. In line with this, he said distressing incidents highlight the grave risk that can arise when proper planning and safety measures are not in place for the school activities. I also urge CHED, as well as schools and higher institutions, to revisit policies on off-campus activities to ensure that student safety is never compromised, he added. Earlier, CHED disclosed that students of the Quezon City-based school experienced severe logistical problems and safety concerns, with many of them stranded for hours with no transportation to go back to Manila during the activity. It, however, was debunked by BestLink, maintaining that their emissaries have always put uttermost priority and consideration to the safety and welfare of the students before, during, and after the event. We fully sympathize with the students for what they went through, and sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this event may have caused, not only to our students and their families, but also to the residents of Punta Valley and Hermosa, Bataan, said Besson. Later on koolNews Primetime, the Philippines possible exit from the Financial Action Task Force, Gray List, Sustainability, and Economic Trends. In international headlines, Sweden plans to rent prison cells abroad as inmates soar. Mexico to write to Google about Gulf of America name change. Trump unveils plan to detain 30,000 migrants at Guantanamo. And in entertainment news, Kim Chiu and Sian Lim's old photo featured in TMC's Lunar New Year post. With that, koolNews Primetime will return right after the break.
This program was brought to you by Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated. CFB, express the freedom of banking. Open your account today at CFB, a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. PVC Drugs, serbisyong tapat, alagang sapat. QBA Telecom's all-new Area Saya 30, now with 10 gigabytes access to Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, Wild Rift, Cookie Run Kingdom, and Clash Royale for 7 days. QBA Telecom, connecting every Filipino story. And Pilsen Healthy Home, odorless antibacterial paint.
The insane rock of Manila has never been this good. This is Rock Weekdays with G. Mondays to Fridays, 4:30 p.m. on Kool FM.
This is what you asked for. Any is right. Any is Cool FM.
Bakit kahit quality, abot kaya pa rin ang mga gamot ng RightMed? Dahil gusto ng RightMed na gumaling kayo nang kayo'y nakakakilos, nakapagtatrabaho. Coco Martin po at kasama ako ng RightMed na naghahangad na gumaling kayo. Sumaya, makibahagi ng gusto sa buhay. Para sa pamilya, para sa bayan.
Dahil gusto namin na gumaling kayo.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Asan ang polo ko? Ma, ready na ang baon ko?
Ang trabaho ng isang nanay ay hindi madali. Halos araw-araw na lang masakit ang braso at likod sa maraming gawain. Kaya kung meron akong nararamdamang sakit sa katawan, kinagamitan ko kaagad ng Omega Painkiller. Sa kapisong laki, madarama agad ang lamig-init sensation na nakakatulong sa pag-alis ng sakit ng katawan. Omega Painkiller, kasangga sa pagtanggal ng aray.
Bye ma, alis na kami. Methyl salicylate plus camphor plus menthol is the generic name of Omega Painkiller. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Sipping on McCafe iced coffee, feeling unstoppable.
My fuel, my coffee. My rhythm, my coffee.
Get your McCafe stronger, creamier, and better than our previous iced coffee original blend. 49 pesos na lang at a McDonald's store near you.
My coffee, my cafe. My coffee, my cafe. My coffee, my cafe.
Dumarami na ang gumagaling sa Sid Panyawan Herbal Capsule. Ako po si Antonio de la Cruz from Northern Cotabato. Dati po sumakit yung likod ko pero ngayon gumaling na dahil sa Sid Panyawan.
Ako po si Kin. Dati po sumakit po aking tiyan at likod at ulo. Ayun, ininom ko yung herbal capsule. Pagkatapos bigla ako gumaling. Ay bay, natuwang aking misis.
Mabibili sa lahat ng drugstores nationwide.
McCafe na marawin, di ka mabibitin. Pag McCafe ang iyong tinimpla, kaya bilhin na McCafe na tayo. McCafe na kami, kung hanap mo'y 5-in-1 plus 1. McCafe na.
McCafe.
Ang sarap ng natural.
Maulan man, no worries na amoy kulob ang damit.
Charm, Babcon, bangong kumakabloom, tanggal amoy kulob sa bango ng Charm.
Charm Babcon with Bloom Fresh technology kills 99.9% of kulob-causing bacteria tested. May aroma burst pa of thousands of flowers and berries.
Ang sampay sa loob, no amoy kulob.
Bangong kumakabloom sa Charm.
Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Han, kape ni mo oh.
Hala, o saan nakape?
Mauna ni karon ang akong ginakape. McCafe 10-in-1 plus 1. Walay asukar nga gibutang. Maunang dili makadiabetes.
Lami siya.
McCafe 10-in-1 plus 1. Unog herbal, maunang natural. McCafe na tatanan.
McCafe 10-in-1 plus 1 with brown rice extract. Ang kape nga adunay benepisyo nindot sa kalawasan. McCafe 10-in-1 plus 1 with brown rice extract na. Available sa Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok at Jmar Marketing Online Shop. Another quality product of Jmar Herbs Incorporated, your partner towards a healthy life. McCafe 10-in-1 plus 1 with brown rice extract.
Senator Amy Marcos po nagpapaalala na habang may buhay ay may pag-asa. Basta wag asa ng asa. Laging magsumika para maging masagana.
Si Senadora Amy. Paalala, Senator Amy Marcos.
Ako po, si Rafi Tulfo, at CIS Party List. Ang tanging party list na kakampi ng inapi. Subok na at tunay na masasandalan magpakailanman. Number 68 sa balota. Saan ka pa? CIS Party List ka na. Tara na!
Kamote!
Kamote naman.
Try mo to.
Ha? Ang mura naman!
Dito ka na. Sa mapapamura ka talaga. Move it. Discarding tapat.
Feeling good while you work.
Welcome back to koolNews Primetime. Let's continue. The Philippines' possible exit from the Financial Action Task Force gray list and greater push for sustainability are keen to help buoy the property sector. Tempered inflation and lower interest rates are also likely to help revive the Philippine economy, which posted a lower than expected pace of expansion in 2024. Top officials of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas said the Philippines is on track to exiting the FATF gray list by February. The Philippines has been on the list since June 2021. Here's from Kaleido's view. Exit from the gray list is important if the Philippines wants to attract more job-generating, multi-billion foreign indirect investments, including high-value manufacturing players that positively influence industrial space take-up in the country's major corridors. We see high remittance also filling retail, residential, and leisure demand across the country. This will benefit property firms with massive footprint in these property subsegments. More outsourcing companies are now looking for sustainable and healthy office space. Landlords are taking advantage of this demand by building out EED and well-certified office towers. In Metro Manila, green and healthy office space will likely dominate supply starting 2025. And again in their view, multinational corporations need to walk the talk hence a more pronounced take-up of green and healthy office space. Of the 1.2 million square meter of office space to be completed in Metro Manila from 2025 to 2027, about 60% currently have or will likely have green building certifications. Co-leaders believes that sustainable offices are likely to stoke demand and resuscitate take-up for offices beyond 2025. Office vacancy in Metro Manila is nearing 20%, and incorporating sustainable features will be a key differentiating factor. While with the GDP growth, the Philippine Statistics Authority announced that the country's gross domestic product grew by 5.2% in the fourth quarter of 2024, bringing the full-year growth to 5.6%. This is below the government's target of between 6 and 6.5%. Economists had forecast the country's inflation to be within the PSP's target range of between 2 and 4%. Based on PSP's December 2024 survey of external forecasters, analysts say inflation likely hovered at 3.3% in 2024. Inflation remains tempered due to lower prices of rice and oil. PSP expects global crude oil prices to further drop due to projected weaker global demand and global oversupply. Now, as we head over to international headlines, the Swedish government said Wednesday that it was examining the possibility of sending some inmates to serve their sentences in prisons abroad, anticipating heavy pressure on its own prisons in the coming years. Sweden has struggled in recent years to rein in shootings and bombings linked to score settling between rival criminal gangs. Perpetrators are often young teens who are hired as contract killers because they are under 15, the age of criminal responsibility in Sweden. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson's center-right minority government, which is backed in parliament by the anti-immigration Sweden Democrats, came to power in 2022 with a vow to get tough on crime. Justice Minister Gunnar Strömmer told a press conference Tuesday, one considered consequence of this change is that more people will be incarcerated and for longer periods, which will lead to increased pressure on the Swedish prison system. Strömmer spoke as he received a government on the feasibility of prisoners serving time abroad. Mattias Wallstedt, who headed the probe without giving any specific details, said, "Our recommendation is that this should be done within the European Union or within the house handgun area." This practice has already been adopted by some countries, including Norway, Belgium, and Denmark. Wallstedt added that agreements negotiated between Sweden and the countries concerned would have to be approved by Parliament. The SECO trade union, which among others represents prison employees, said Tuesday that it opposed the government's plan. Public services should not be outsourced to other countries. This is a matter of legal requiremts, but it is also about preventing state activities from being sold off and run under private management. Christer Hultfast, responsible for labor negotiations for prison staff at SECO, said in the statement. Better conditions for staff and more prison places in Sweden are what will solve the problems in the Swedish prison and probation service, he added. In recent weeks, Sweden has seen a surge in violence with more than 30 bombings since the start of the year. Meanwhile, Mexico will write to Google objecting to its decision to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America on its maps following Donald Trump's order, President Claudia Sheinbaum said Wednesday. Google said the change aligned with its policy of following official U.S. government geographic designations through the Geographic Names Information System. Sheinbaum said at her daily news conference, we are drafting a letter to Google, adding that the message will emphasize that only an international organization could change the name, not a single country. And U.S. President Donald Trump unveiled a surprise plan Wednesday to detain thousands of undocumented migrants in Guantanamo Bay, distracting from spiraling confusion after the White House withdrew a shock order to freeze federal funds. Trump said he had ordered construction of a detention camp to hold up to 30,000 of what he called illegal aliens at the Northwest military facility on the eastern tip of Cuba, used for holding terrorism suspects since the 9/11 attacks. The plan intensifies the crackdown on illegal immigration that Trump has pledged in his second term, along with a parallel push to transform the U.S. government itself in his right-wing image. That broader goal hit a road bump when the White House sparked confusion by withdrawing a memo ordering a halt on trillions of dollars in federal funds, only to insist minutes later that Trump's plan remained in full force. Speaking as he signed a bill at the White House ordering the pretrial detention of migrants charged with theft or violence, Trump said the Guantanamo plan would bring us one step closer to eradicating the scourge of migrant crime. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people, said the Republican, adding that it would double our capacity immediately to hold undocumented migrants. And finally, in the entertainment news, U.S. media outlet TMC drew Kim Si fans to its page after it shared an old cozy photo of former couple Kim Chiu and Sia Lim to mark Lunar New Year. Chiu and Lim's photo was included in TMC's compilation of stars who celebrated the event, as seen on its Instagram post on Thursday, January 30. In the pair's photo, they were standing close to each other with Chiu wrapped around Lim's embrace. The caption says, Lunar New Year is officially underway, meaning it's time to celebrate the Year of the Snake. Swipe through our gallery to celebrate with the stars. Netizens then took to the comment section to attack the Filipino celebrities, although this did not elicit responses from the actors or even from the outlet. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 10:59 p.m. and that is it for koolNews Primetime. We will return with more news headlines with koolNews at 6 and koolNews Primetime tomorrow respectively, with koolNews Primetime at 11:30 p.m. Until then, I am Cairo. This has been koolNews Primetime. Take care and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.